riveting episode of All Gas, No Trash. My name's Josh. Currently taking a piss is good buddy Adam. He'll be back out shortly. I mean, I could turn his mic on and you could hear him pee if you want, but I'm sure you don't want to. Or maybe some of you sick freaks out there do want to hear that. In which case, you can subscribe to our OnlyFans at Game Rage Magazine, where you can hear videos, well, I guess audios, of all of us peeing. And coming soon, shitting, if you're into that sort of thing. But anyways, if you want to hear the rest of our shit, you can follow us on Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Go follow this show and Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And you can follow our good buddy Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram. All right, so I just did the plugs in the intro, everything.
All right, cool.
I plugged our OnlyFans where there's going to be exclusive audios and whatnot of us shitting and pissing if anybody wants to hear that. So, anyways, yeah, why don't you go? This episode, you're kind of in the driver's seat for this one, so go right ahead. Let's hear it.
I don't even know what the fuck this episode is going to be about. It might just be a toast to somebody that passed away in the music industry.
Yeah.
Over the past week. Sometime nemesis, although he didn't know it on his end.
Yeah. Shit.
So this guy named Gonzo Lubel, who is part of the music industry, he was a manager, but he did numerous things. Like if we can pull up his LinkedIn, he did quite a bit of stuff. As far as like his professional career goes.
He was a artist manager at Red Light Management, obviously.
That's more recent.
Yeah, that was November of 2021 until just recently. He was an artist manager at Cosmica Artists. He was a producer at the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah, I think he worked at like Radio Disney or some bullshit, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
He was a technical producer at iHeartMedia. He was the assistant to the director of operations at Borderline Amazing Productions.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It says, assisted with social media aspects, including Chelsea Handler, Team Borderline, Chelsea Lately, After Lately, Are You There, Chelsea, and Comedians of Chelsea Lately. So apparently he was involved with...
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah. And he also says he's the director with day-to-day tasks, including but not limited to anything from making sure Chewy Bravo has his tuna sandwich, no cheese for lunch, taking Chunk for a walk, and anything for Chelsea to making sure logistics are set for the Comedians of Chelsea Lately tours.
It sounds like a glorified way of saying you were a gopher.
Yeah, basically. I think that's what that is. He was also a promotions assistant at Gold Coast Broadcasting. And that's all we got.
Attended Cal State Northridge and what's that?
Ventura College, associate's degree in liberal studies.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Oh, he also volunteered at the Wings of Rescue Animal Welfare Center.
He likes dogs or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So over the past weekend, there was an unfortunate incident of a plane crash that he happened to be on, and there were 5 other victims that died in this plane crash. And I'm sure the details we can further elaborate on once we pull.
Shocking new details emerge. This is from the Daily Mail. Let's see. Plane crash came to lives of 5 adults. In a shocking development, the small engine that crashed on Catalina Island was reportedly not cleared for takeoff by the island's airport. It was a twin-engine Beechcraft 95, which is a rotor aircraft. Departed with 5 passengers, crashed just off the coast of LA County around 8 p.m. Damn. Everyone on board died. 4 of the 5 victims' identities have since been revealed as it was a 73-year-old guy. I mean, should we say their names? I don't know.
Nah, we'll just leave them off. We'll just leave the only person as
the only one of note as they really sewer these other 4 fucking people.
That's fucked up.
They just call them. They just say whatever their names and where they're from, and then at the end, and famed artist manager Gonzo Lubel.
Gonzo Lubel, yeah.
34, man. Damn, there's not much left of this plane according to this picture, man. Whew.
I don't think so.
Looks like it crashed on the side of a hill or something.
So, I mean, if anybody knew anything about him, it was that he was the former, and this changed rather quickly, but the most notable artist that he worked with was the Marias, and that was with Cosmica initially, and then eventually the artist or the band, the Marias, ended up leaving for Red Light Management along with Gonzo. And I don't really know the details about that specific subject because it seemed like a sore topic between both Gonzo Lubel and Cosmica. But in spite of whatever animosity existed between these two people or even entities, they at least made a post on their social media talking about his time at Cosmica and that they were deeply saddened by the sudden passing of Gonzo Lubel, and then Red Light, of course, a company that he recently started working with, along with taking on the Marias to that management group. I don't really know what to say about this subject. Obviously, it's unfortunate for this guy to pass away, but yeah, I felt like, why not fucking highlight this dude and talk about him and just pay our respects to a former enemy. I do have like something of a small story. I only had one or few encounters with this dude. One was when Cheeto Chévere Cool was happening, which was Jose Galvan's event that he was hosting at this place called the Hi-Hat, which is now known as the Goldfish. He was working with this artist that was friends with the Marias, and this artist's name was Loyal Lobos, and Loyal Lobos played at Cheeto Chévere Cool, and I really loved her voice. I loved her voice a lot, and this was one of the artists that Cosmica was managing. And this was like when I was running around in 2019, just kind of going all over the place, trying to find artists and stuff. And when I initially started out, I really wanted to interview artists, and she was somebody that I was like really interested in talking to. And she basically pointed me to her manager, which was Gonzo. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really like get particularly good vibrations as the kids, the good vibes. I didn't even know if I was gonna have I think the guy just kind of paid me lip service. They're like, oh yeah, we'll set up an interview. We'll talk, or we'll shoot an email or whatever. And that was kind of like the end of the first encounter. The second time, I went to the Echo to go see this band called Los Retros to go play, but the headlining band was a band that Cosmica was managing, the Red Pears, and they were headlining. And I ended up ended up sticking around for their show or whatever. I only really wanted to see Los Retros, but I think I caught like the beginning or the middle portion of the Red Pear set. So I ended up like buying a shirt, and Gonzo was the person that was like the merch person, right? And I don't know how this happened, but I ended up not carrying enough money to buy a shirt that I wanted from the Red Pears. So I paid like $30 for the shirt, and I think it was 35. And I'm like, dude, I only have like $30 on me. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get the shirt. Like, you just take it back. And the guy's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just take the 30, because I figure business sense wise, it's that old expression about having one in the hand versus two in the bush, right?
Yeah.
He lost $5 on that shirt, but he got 30 anyways for his artist. And those were the only two experiences that I had with this Gonzo Lubel fellow. He did me a solid by not making me pay full price for a fucking expensive shirt. But obviously, like, this is a fucking tragedy to lose somebody like this. And what do you have to say about this matter? It's interesting solely for the fact that how often do you hear about managers like passing away or making the news, right? Usually it's typically the artist is kind of like the person we usually hear about in the music industry. So to have somebody like this pass away and for it to make local headlines and stuff, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, it is. You don't really hear the backside of it, right? Like the other side of it. It's just the artist. They're the focal point, I guess, for most stuff. It is interesting because I was like, because they posted on,
Red Light Management.
Yeah, they posted on their page or whatever about how, like, obviously that they announced this, the tragic passing or whatever. It's funny to note. I mean, this is fucking. I don't know. I don't know if it's relevant, but like, it's weird how most of their shit doesn't have many likes or comments or anything on it. This thing, through the roof. I mean, this one thing, right? And it, like, I know, like, at a certain point, like, yes, a company has to maybe acknowledge this potentially because it's like obviously got national news attention from the thing, so that once his name goes out there, it's like, oh shit, we got to say something. But it's crazy to see that this thing is like the most popular thing they've ever posted, according to this.
Yeah, but that also speaks to like my point about nobody really cares about the business side, like the individuals behind the business end of music, right? Like people barely even, yeah, sure, they have 20, 30, what is it, 30K followers?
Yeah, well, most of their shit gets under 100 likes. This thing got 45 or 4,200 and 500, almost 500 comments.
Right.
Their shit that they talk about their artists gets not even really close, nowhere close to that.
Yeah, because if you were going to upvote that, you might as well upvote the artist. Who cares about the fucking management?
Right. Well, and that's the thing that's interesting about it is the fact that the artist stuff isn't even really popping like that on here.
And they have like big artists.
And this is the only post that they have about anyone who's not an artist, basically. So that's kind of interesting to see that.
What did Cosmica write?
Let's see. Let me find their fucking thing. What are they called? Cosmica?
Cosmica Management.
Cosmica Artists?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, yeah, right there.
Where, this?
Yeah, the guy with the dog.
They just wrote just basically the same thing. They basically wrote the same thing that they did.
Okay.
But
all right, let's go back to Red Light Management and go on their website, because I'm curious to know if they already replaced him with like
shit. Well, that's the other thing that like you got to think about is most of these companies, you're just a fucking cog in the wheel, man. Like,
yeah.
You're not fucking. What if they have his job listed on the fucking thing already?
Oh, well, let's see, man. Like, let's go. Okay,
right,
so one of the artists that they manage is Innerwave. So Innerwave. Yeah.
Okay, HIJK. Wait, Interwave. Okay. Do they have like?
Well, yeah, because they list management. So what did they say?
Oh, I still got his name on there.
Okay.
Click on his thing.
It probably just directs you to his email.
Oh yeah, it's mail to at. Yeah, I mean that's still on there.
Okay, so they haven't replaced them already. Because I was gonna say that's kind of cold-blooded for them to just have like the next fucking manager in line. So I mean, shit. Like you were saying, dude, you're a fucking cog in the wheel when you work for a management group that's as big as like Red Light Management, because they manage The Sacred Souls and they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
Especially right now. But I was expecting them to move on pretty fucking quickly. They're like, all right, we got to find out who's going to be the next manager for Innerwave. But luckily, it doesn't seem like they. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm sure internally they probably already have someone that is doing it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're probably not. They're just gonna give all of it to like some other managers or whatever. I'm sure it will just get split amongst all the other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it. The show has to go on. There's whatever, but it's just, I don't know. It's at least they didn't take his name off that quick. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good. I guess on them.
Right.
But I mean, it did just happen. What, like a week ago?
Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah, it did.
So, I'd be curious to see how long that stays up there.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if I'll keep track of it daily, but maybe next week I'll
take a look.
I'll take another pass through and see if they already have the next person in line. But that is kind of interesting. It's like you almost want to work in a boutique or smaller management organization, because once you go for the big ones, you're just a number, or
right,
you're just you're one piece or one cog of the giant fucking machination or fucking machine that is Red Light Management or fucking CAA or any other management group you can fucking think of. But anyways, I just thought we should just fucking talk about this subject real quickly and talk about something in music that that just happened. And a fucking death like this, like how often does this happen? It's fucking crazy that it even happened at all. But
yeah, true.
So
I mean, listen, you can get hit by a bus fucking crossing the street at any given time. Hell, you could be hit by a bus in your own house potentially. I mean, who knows? I mean, what are the odds? I guess, right? And it's just it's just another further reminder that life is short, right? So you might as well let people know how you really feel about them instead of lying to them and fucking going through life. Because if you listen, if I die tomorrow, I want all the people I hate to know I hated them. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I am an asshole. So I guess that's maybe the difference. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't want a bunch, and this is the other thing too, man. I don't want like a bunch of fakery, because there's that whole thing about in death, no one's an asshole, right? Or no one's a bad guy in death, right? As soon as somebody dies, everyone's always like,
they make their amends.
Yep. Oh, they say that nothing bad could ever be said, right, about someone who died, even though you may have really secretly hated them. Well, I don't want people on our page to fucking be like, oh, Josh was such a great guy. No, to be like, good, I'm glad he's dead, right? Like, whatever, however you feel, fucking let it be known, all right? Don't be a liar. Don't be a fake asshole.
Yeah.
All right, do me the honor of being at least real. Like, he was okay. He was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I'm dead. I don't give a fuck. Like, don't be a fucking fake asshole, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, yep. So sad and tragic nonetheless. But
yeah. Rest in peace. Enjoy the afterlife. Hopefully he's conning artists into giving 20% of their fucking gross income.
he's like, yo, Jesus, man, you really need a manager, man. Your image is looking pretty shitty right
now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Rest in peace, dude. I definitely won't be catching you in the afterlife because there isn't one that exists.
Yeah, that's true. And if there is, I'm sure we're going to two separate ones. I'm sure that's a fact. So,
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, I guess that'll be the end of it for us. If you want, you can follow us on YouTube and check out all our other shit. Game Rage Magazine, Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Follow this show at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you can follow our good buddy Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast. All right, well, that's it for us, and
get fucked.
Get fucked.